Investors, of course, keeping an eye on commentary from Fed Chair Jerome Powell as he wraps up his first day of congressional testimony. Jennifer Schonberger is on Capitol Hill with the latest. Jen, bring us the highlights.
Julie, in his first day of semi-annual testimony before Congress, Fed Chair Powell told House lawmakers that the Fed will cut rates at some point this year and said that he expects broad material changes to the Fed's proposed capital requirements known as Basel III. Today's message was unchanged, with Chair Powell reiterating that while the Fed doesn't need to see inflation drop all the way to 2% before cutting rates, officials do need to see more good data to feel fully confident that inflation is moving lower in order to cut rates. Take a listen.
We don't want to have a situation where it turns out that the 6 months of good inflation data we had last year, that didn't turn out to be an accurate signal of where underlying inflation is.
Democratic ranking member Maxine Waters focused on housing, saying it's the #1 driver of inflation. In an interview following the hearing, Waters told me that she would like to see the Fed target inflation higher than 2% and would like to see the Fed lower rates as soon as the March policy meeting.
I'm absolutely convinced that these rates should be lowered. That people are paying a disproportionate amount of their income for things that are necessities like food. And so we've got to bring those rates down.
So you'd like to see the Fed lower rates as soon as their March 20th policy meeting later this month?
Yes, absolutely. I'm optimistic every meeting.
Meanwhile, Republicans focused on the Fed's proposed capital requirements, with Committee Chairman Patrick McHenry asking Powell to revoke the proposal and start over again. Powell says that while decisions have not yet been made, he wouldn't rule out doing just that, calling it, quote, a very plausible option. He says the Fed wants to take its time and do it right.